Especially like this. Yes. And welcome back to another vid. Just done a little meeting and came here to record some. Had some ideas, of course, pop out. And always these like best videos come out in that way, right? I mean, you're not thinking of recording that vid, you're just thinking of like doing some stupid shit and going to sleep and having that day off. But as soon as you're gonna go to bed, you have that idea like it clicks, man. It clicks. And today I'm going to talk about getting out of ruts. Because recently I have been in one. I've been in a shit rut where I felt overwhelmed, I felt depressed, I felt exhausted, and I felt, most importantly, disappointed in myself. But I noticed that after a certain point, the ruts start to get easier and not as painful as they once used to be as you improve yourself. Because in the past, my ruts would last for weeks. I would be in this shit position of being depressed, being disappointed in myself, being angry with myself, being angry with life. And these periods would last a couple weeks, man. And believe me, when you go through these periods for a long period of time, it's very deteriorating, both for your mind, for your body, for the life of yours, for the life of people around you. You're just a piece of shit in these periods. So it's important to actually know how to get out of this rut as soon as possible and in a best way. And that's what I want to talk about today. How I managed to get out of these ruts and what I've learned throughout my life about these periods. So first of all, the things that get you into a rut is most likely something that you said yourself, you promised yourself that you wouldn't do, but you did anyways. And these are mostly your bad habits. I mean, external factors can also be an entrance to a rut. Something bad might happen to you or maybe one of your family members or any of these external factors. I mean, you may have failed an exam, you may have had a bad workout, you may have had an argument with your girlfriend, and all these things might get you into a rut. But these are not the primary reasons, as long as I observed with myself. The most times that I get into a rut, it's mostly because of me, my mind, and me giving away into addictions and impulsive behaviors that I know I shouldn't indulge in. I know that these things are bad for me, but I still indulge in them, and this causes me to lose some self-respect. And that's the main part, which gets you into a rut. So first of all, before we actually get into how to get out of this rut, we must first identify what gets us into this rut. What's the main problem with this rut? What got me into this shit position? Because without getting to the root cause of these problems, in any problem in life, without getting to that root cause, it's not really easy to find a solution to any problem. First, you need to find the cause, then you need to find a solution accordingly, because not every solution can fix every problem. Not every problem can be fixed by every solution. And not everyone can solve the problems with same solutions, or not everyone has the same problems. I mean, it can be range from a lot of things. But first of all, we need to identify the problem, the main cause of the rut. So that's our first step. So when it comes to my ruts, like I said, it's most likely something that I've said I am not going to do anymore. It's bad for me. I've accepted that. I know it's bad for me. I know it's deteriorating for my health, for my mental state, for my relationship, for my workload, for my discipline. I know that the thing that I'm going to do is a bad thing for me, but I still indulge in that. And that causes me to lose respect for myself. And when I lose respect for myself, I start to underperform in every aspect of my life. And this happens after, like I said, I indulge in something that I said I'm not going to indulge anymore. And these are my compulsive behaviors, like maybe social media addiction, or maybe watching content that you shouldn't watch. Again, I'm not going to mention what it is, but you understand what I mean. And the root cause for me, like I said, is when I do something that I told myself I'm not going to do. and that causes me to lose self-respect. And this is, I believe, that most likely cause of what gets you into a rut as well. Because like I said, external factors can be a reason, but they are generally not the reason. Because you usually get yourself into a rut. And secondly, when we come to actually solving this rut, we must again learn how to prevent them in the first place. So like I said, understanding the root cause is the first thing. And the second thing is knowing where to stop. So, for example, let's say you have identified your problem. Again, it's same with me. You have indulged in an activity that you shouldn't have done, and you promised yourself that you wouldn't do, but you still did. Stop there. Stop and think for a minute. What did you do? Okay, you indulged in that activity. Okay, now what you should do? You shouldn't break down more or indulge in that activity more, because as humans, when we, especially this is true for the addictions as well, when we do something bad, we think that doing that thing a little bit more, since you already failed, like can it be even worse? I mean, I already failed. I can fail a couple more times before I actually start to fix things, but it doesn't work like this. For example, if you have an addiction towards using a drug, and if you haven't used that for a month and then you suddenly again indulge in using that drug again, maybe you can think yourself, I mean, I can do another dose of that drug. It's not going to hurt. I've already done something. I already messed up. I can mess up some more. It doesn't hurt anything. It does, brother. It does. Just trust me, when you stop that period, when you notice that you have done the thing that you shouldn't have done and stopped there and did not go even further, the recovery is much easier to do. There is a word, it says something like, whatever mistake you do, the sooner you come, the better the comeback will be, the sooner it will be. So even if you made a mistake, try to correct it as soon as you can. Do not see that mistake as an opportunity to indulge in that mistake again and again. Do not see it as an opportunity to fuck yourself even more. See it as an opportunity to learn a new lesson and improve your discipline again. Get back to your habits. Get back to your life. Move on. Brush your teeth. Get a fucking shower, man. Go and walk. Go and pet your dog. Do something. Do something good. Do not do the thing that fucks you up in the first place. So like I said, first we need to identify the problem. Second, we should learn to stop after we do that activity. After we fail ourselves, we should not go into that pit even deeper. We are already in that pit. Let's stay there for a minute. Let's chill for a minute. Let's take a breath. And then we skip to the part where we fix things. So first of all, when it comes to fixing things, it's actually not that complicated. This will take some time. Fixing these, getting out of these ruts usually takes some time, but it happens sooner as long as you start to live your life, live your normal life as you were before you indulged in that activity. Just stop thinking about that failure, forget about it, and just directly get back to your life. That's the simple best thing that you can do to get out of a rut. Just leave those things that made you bad, leave those mistakes behind, and start living your life directly. Start getting back to your habits. For example, you were doing some reading every day. You were reading like 20 minutes a book, 20 minutes every day a book. You were reading, you were meditating 10 minutes. You were studying for your classes 1.5 hours every day. Get back to your habits. Get back to that healthy dopaminergic habits. Get back to that healthy, slow dopamine and feel the relief of hard work. Feel the relief of discipline. Feel the relief of goals. Get your healthy dopamine in. Renew your brain. And the best way to do this is that to get back to your normal life, get back to your habits. Start talking with your friends again. Get out and drink a coffee. Go and meet your girl. Go and meet your girl. Have a good chat with her. Tell her how much you missed her. Go and give a hug to your mom and tell her that you love her. Just get back to living like a normal human being. And that is the simple best thing that you can do to get out of this rut. I mean, it's simple, isn't it? Just living your life in a normal way will get you to where you want. You don't need to do any extra. And that's the beauty of this. Once you understand this, it will get easier. I mean, of course, when you're in that painful situation, it's not really easy to see these parts of the equation. You usually tend to focus on things that are negative. And I understand this is a hard process, but trust me, it will get easier. In a week, you will most probably be out of this rut and you will be laughing like me. 3 days ago, I was in a shit position, but as soon as I did the things I told you, I'm back, baby. In a matter of days, I'm back. In a matter of days. It took me like 2 days to get out of the rut. And next time I get a rut, maybe it will take 1.5 days, or maybe some hours. And the next rut is probably come sometime later. Because, like I said, we have to first learn to avoid these ruts as much as we can. But even if we try our best, we will still get into ruts. We cannot avoid them like 100%, but they will get easier. And like I said, start living your normal life again. And that's basically the easiest and the most convenient fix. Get back to living the life, my friend. And sooner or later, and it will be probably real soon, believe me, you will be out of this rut. Thank you for listening to me, G. See you on the next one. Get out of that rut, man.